Hey Cross Stitch World, I'm Tracy, the Fresh Coast Stitcher, and today is Friday, February 21st. So last week, my Saturday start turned into a finish as well. I posted it on Instagram. I'm not sure if anybody saw it or not, but last week, my Saturday start was Moral Compass by Bendy Stitchy Designs, and Michelle has this on her Etsy page, and all the proceeds minus Etsy fees go to Puerto Rico. I don't remember the name of the organization, but it's going to Puerto Rico to help with the earthquakes and still the hurricane from a couple years ago. So this is what it looks like, and started it and finished it on Saturday. So this fabric is called Mist. It's just 14 count Aida fabric that I got at Hobby Lobby, and Michelle had stitched it on gray. Well, when I stitched it, this kind of, it's not really white, but this kind of grayish whitish color just blended right in. So I just back stitched it with the same color that the letters are in, and that worked out pretty good. But yeah, so that's finished. I'm not sure when I'm gonna get it fully finished. Maybe this weekend, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking I might see if I can find some Harry Potter-ish kind of fabric and do the thing that I've seen lots of you guys do, where you mount your finish on a piece of foam board and then put fabric around another piece of board and kind of put this one on top of that one. I don't know if that's making any sense, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I might take it to work, because some of the people I work with have a hard time making the right choice instead of just the easy choice. And it's, you know, it's just a good reminder for me, even just to have on my wall at work. So that was my Saturday start from last week. This week's Saturday start is going to be tomorrow. Well, you'll actually be watching this on Saturday. Today's Friday. But so tomorrow I'm going to start Snow House by Lizzie Kate. And this is a pattern that I won from Erin, the 2 Martini Stitcher, and she sent me the fabric to stitch it on too. This is 28 count, I think it's tea dyed Monaco. So I'm going to use that to stitch it. You can see the house is kind of a yellowish, mustardy kind of color. I don't know, I'm not too keen on that. I don't really love it. So I think I am going to stitch the house in this color, blue. It is 931. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's not really showing up the same on the camera as it is in real life. It's kind of like a light gray blue. And then I'm gonna do, see the roof is brown. I'm gonna do the roof and around the windows and the door in this color. This isn't showing up good either, but this is like a charcoal gray kind of a color. It's 3799. So I'm just going to change out those colors and do it that way. So I'm going to start that tomorrow. I have a feeling this one isn't going to be a finish. It doesn't look very big, but I have a feeling it's going to take longer than it looks. I tend to run into that a lot. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes tomorrow. And my whip of the week this last week, when I spun my Tiny Decisions wheel, and my whip of the week last week was Be Still, and I have a picture of it now, and of course I have the whip to show you, but this is what it will look like when it's done, and this is how far I got. Now this excuse me, it's probably really hard for you guys to tell. One, because you haven't seen this since before Christmas, and two, I don't know how to insert a picture here to show you what it used to look like, and to be honest with you, I don't have the time or the desire to learn how. So it'll be on my Instagram page. I did post a beginning picture last Sunday on Instagram to show where I was before, but at the end of the day today, before I go to bed, I'll post a before and after. So by the time you watch this tomorrow, anybody who follows me on Instagram probably will already have seen it. But I got a lot of this up here done, and all of this black I got done. So I was hoping to have a page finish, but I didn't get as much stitching done as I wanted. Partly because we had a bat in our house, you guys. So Tuesday evening, It's February too. Where does a bat come from in February? I don't even know. It's terrifying. We've had bats in our house before. Like I've said in the past, our house is really old. It was built in the 1880s. So bats just happen in old houses. There's lots of little holes and stuff for them to get in. My husband has done a really good job in the past of going around and sealing up all of the holes so this doesn't happen. But once in a while, they still get in. But like I said, February, I have a feeling it may have came up from our basement. We have a Michigan basement, and for those of you not in Michigan, you might not know what that is, but it's basically just like a dirt cellar. So way back in the day, people had these kind of cellars, and that's where they stored potatoes and onions and that type of thing. So we don't use it. It's just where like our water shutoff is and that type of thing. And then so I'm sure there's bats and other gross things down there, but there's like a gap like this big maybe underneath the door, and we have like a stopper there like to keep the cold air out, but the cats move it sometimes. So I think that is where the bat came from. It probably was hibernating down there and just had the opportunity. It woke up for some reason and had the opportunity to come terrorize us. So we're in our living room Tuesday night. It's like maybe, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and just watching TV, minding our own business, and I see Kiko, our cat, come running across the other room, and it's dark, and I just see her eyes glowing, and I could tell she was stalking something. So that was my first clue that something is wrong. And then all of a sudden, this huge bat just goes swooping right in front of my face. I screamed. I had my be still. I had my cross-stitch stuff on my lap. Everything went flying. My husband, as soon as I screamed, he was sitting on the love seat, kind of, like our couch is here, love seat's here. He was sitting there. I screamed and threw everything. He crouched way down low on the ground. Ezra was upstairs in our family room. Cash was at his mom's. And we both ran and hid. I ran for the bathroom and closed the door and hid. He ran upstairs and closed the door and hid. And I got in the bathroom and I realized, oh my God, I left Yuri out there. Yuri can't get bit by a bat, you guys. What's going on? What was I thinking? I just left my baby right there in the living room with a bat. So I'm in the bathroom yelling, Yuri, Yuri, come here. He comes running in there, so we're hiding in the bathroom. We probably hid in there for, I don't know, half hour. After Kelly composed himself, him and Ezra came down, and they scoured the whole downstairs looking for this bat. And we couldn't find it. I wasn't looking, I was hiding in the bathroom. They looked for it everywhere, couldn't find it. So finally I ventured out of the bathroom and helped them look. It was just gone. I don't know where it went. Now I know this was a big bat, you guys, but I know that bats can get really tiny. They're kind of like mice. They can fit through tiny, tiny spaces, and they can curl up and be really small. So we had, during the search for the bat, Kelly had opened the back door and kind of propped the screen door open, hoping that maybe they could chase it out of the house, because we always hate killing them. I mean, it's not his fault. Well, it kind of is his fault, but he doesn't know what he's doing to get stuck in our house. He's just looking for something, you know. And bats are really beneficial. I love them outside, just not in my house. So we are wondering at this point, maybe the bat flew outside when they were like searching somewhere else. Maybe it kind of snuck behind them and went outside, or who knows. But it's cold outside, so I can't imagine it wanted to be out there. But so eventually we just gave up and went back to watching TV. I couldn't stitch anymore. Tuesday night, I was done. I was like, I need to be prepared to run if I need to. So yeah, so not much stitching got done Tuesday night. We were both really uncomfortable. And then Wednesday, during the daylight, Kelly looked for the bat again. Didn't find it anywhere. Looked like, again, looked under the furniture. It looked at all the little nooks and crannies, everywhere that you could think a bat could hide. He looked. Nothing. So Wednesday night, I did do a little stitching, but it was still just really uncomfortable because, you know, it started to get dark outside and we're just waiting because we knew most likely it was still in the house, but it didn't come out. And then yesterday morning, Thursday morning, Kelly had taken me to work because we're down to one car and he needed the car during the day. And he sent me a text message after he got home from dropping me off at work and said he found it. It must have been hiding somewhere, and then when we left yesterday morning, it must have come out, and it was hanging upside down above the door to our upstairs. So Cash was home by now, and Cash is the person in the house who's not afraid of the bats. Well, he is afraid of the bats, but he's like kind of take charge, kind of just wants to do it, get it done, doesn't care if he's scared, he's just ready to deal with it. So Kelly woke Cash up, and between the two of them, they were able to take care of the bats. So the bat is now gone, and we are going to find some kind of more permanent solution for sealing that crack under the door, because like I said, I'm 95% sure that that's where it came from. So yeah, that was our week, dealing with a bat in the winter. Ugh, craziness. Yeah, so long story to say, I didn't get as much stitching done as I wanted to because I was nervous about getting killed by a bat. But another thing, so look at the back of this thing, you guys. It's a hot mess. Usually the backs of my projects are pretty clean. This has a lot of confetti, so that's what it looks like. And I had posted on Instagram a picture of it and asked if anybody had any tips or tricks on how to make it neater when there's a lot of confetti, because like, I don't really care what the back looks like, nobody's gonna see it, but it's getting to be really difficult to push my needle through in some places because of it. And somebody had given me the suggestion to go on YouTube and find a video on how to start with the loop method and finish with a pin stitch. Oh my gosh, you guys, life-changing. Like, how did I not know about these things? Especially the loop stitch. It's so freaking easy. I've been, for the last 20 years that I've been cross stitching. So when I start my stitching, I hold the tail in the back and stitch one, like, you know, and as I go through the back, I make sure that I use my floss to, when I come up to do the next stitch, to cover it so that it gets tacked down or whatever. Loop stitch, so much easier. And the pin stitches are a little bit harder to get used to, but I'm starting to get the hang of it now, and yeah, it's amazing. So if you would like to know what those two things are, look up some YouTube videos. The one I found was by Peacock and Fig, and it was really good. It was really informational and informative, and I would recommend that you go watch that. I was going to try to demonstrate it for you guys, but I don't have like the camera set up where it can face down at what I'm doing, so I think it'd be difficult to try to show it to you. And I'm not always really good, if you can tell from my stories, I'm not always really good at like explaining how to do something. So yeah, but go watch those videos if you don't know how to do those two things, because it's life-changing, incredibly. So that's really all that I had. I told you guys, now that I'm just doing like a Saturday start and a whip of the week, that I'm not going to have, videos aren't going to be as long, which is kind of good, because it, you know, they don't take as long to upload that way. And I feel like it's nice for everybody to have a shorter video to watch once in a while. Lots of people's videos are like from between 40 minutes and to an hour long. And I have to watch those videos lots of times, like in chunks. Lots of times I don't have like a whole hour to sit and watch a Flosstube video. So this way, if you guys just had 15 minutes or whatever, you can just watch me for 15 minutes. So I think that works pretty good. So I am going to spin the Tiny Decisions wheel to see what my whip's going to be next week. So here we go. Let's see what I'm going to stitch this week. And the cross stacking. Awesome. That'll be fun. I was kind of hoping that maybe Grand Rapids Skyline or Camping at the Mountains would come up, because I haven't touched them in so long. But lacrosse stacking would be good. I made a lot of progress on it the last time I worked on it. It goes pretty quick. So who knows? Maybe I'll get another finish. Don't hold your breath, but it might happen. So, okay, guys, I'm going to get off here and go do some stuff, make some dinner maybe, and find out where my kid is, because he's not home from school yet. and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend, an amazing stitchy week this week, and I will see you next week. Keep it fresh, guys. Love you.